Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about Nio Stock. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. Today we're going to be talking about Nio Stock. Should you buy Nio Stock? $47.20 is right now a very good time to start really looking back about getting into Nio. But before I start the video, guys, I just want everybody to know that everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It is just my personal opinion. So with that being said, let's get started with the video. So, a lot of people have been talking about Nio recently. It's been on a recent rally. Taking a look at the 1 week chart, it's up 2.68%. But looking at the 1 month chart, guys, it's up 38%. And obviously, if you guys have been keeping up with Nio as a stock in itself, if you take a look at the 1 year chart, Nio was trading around $62, $63 a share back in January of this year. That was kind of around Nio Day, where Nio was just announcing plans of all these cool things. They gave us kind of a little bit of an insider look of the ET7 sedan, how they plan on continuing to expanding into Europe and eventually expanding to the United States, kind of how they're working on the self-autonomous driving technology, their robo-taxi delivery service. Everything was going great for Nio as an overall stock. A lot of people were kind of buying the stock up. The stock was on a huge, massive rally. And then we see this huge dip kind of in March where, Nio was not doing well. We see here on March 8th, Nio dipped down to $35 all the way from $66, almost a 50% drop. Kind of traded sideways a little bit. And then we see here that Nio got as low, $31.22 on May 13th of 2021. And that's the funny thing. That's as low as I've seen Nio in an entire year. If we take a look back here, around October 28th of 2020 was the last time we saw Nio at those prices. A lot of people were getting scared. A lot of people were selling their positions in Nio stock. And for me, I took the opportunity and bought as much as I could with Nio at those prices because I know that Nio is going to be a long-time winner. A lot of people have came out and said that Nio is definitely going to be the top EV company of China. I mean, they're doing all the right things. If we take a look at Nio's track record, kind of what they've been doing over the last couple of months, and even over the last couple of years, we've seen the increase in demand of EV. Even studies have shown that they expect Chinese EV car sales to increase 40% every single year over the next 5 years, which generally means that there's a bigger need for EV vehicles. And that's just kind of the dynamic that we've kind of been set into. We see Ford, they're working on kind of putting out an electric truck. We see GM getting very heavily involved in electric cars as well. We also obviously have Tesla, Tesla that kind of pioneered the EV game in itself. We have stocks like XPeng and Li Auto, who are also Chinese EV manufacturers who are kind of trying to make their way to the top as well. But nonetheless, we also do have Nio, which has right now so far been the biggest representation of the EV game in China. A lot of people do endorse Nio, a lot of big-time analysts behind Nio as well. People buying up Nio stock because they see the long-term value in Nio stock. I think Nio is 100% going to be a winner, but there's lots of reasons why people should be buying Nio stock at $47.13. If we take a look at what Nio is actually bringing to the table as far as the EV game in itself, they're already making plans. They got approval to expand into Europe by the second half of this year, which is absolutely awesome, which means that Nio is continuing to grow outside of China. That's a big stepping stone, especially when it comes to the EV market. Expansion is one of the biggest things that people should take in consideration. But we also got a little bit of insider look of the ET7 sedan, when it's going to start being produced and stuff like that. Right now, Nio does not offer an actual sedan you can buy. It's only SUVs. But once the ET7 sedan is kind of into production, starts selling on the market, I know that Nio's sales are absolutely going to skyrocket because of this. And if we've even taken a look at Nio's sales over the last couple of months, Nio's always hitting record deliveries month after month after month. We see the benefit that Nio does offer as an overall company. But what really separates Nio, aside from its competition, and what really gives Nio, in my personal opinion, a competitive advantage over a lot of EV companies is its battery as a service. The fact that you can stop by one of these battery swap stations, swap out the battery, and then from there, in 3 short minutes, you get a brand new battery, one that's fully charged and it's ready to go. No other EV company actually does offer this, which, like I said, does give Nio a huge competitive advantage. But when it comes to Nio stock and we really evaluate what Nio is actually bringing to the table, the fact that it continues to expand, the fact that it's trying to compete as much as possible, trying to perfect its kinks out of its business, it shows that Nio is definitely going to be a long-time winner. I absolutely do recommend people buy Nio stock, $47.18. I do think that Nio stock is going to be hitting all-time highs by the end of this year. So my overall price prediction for Nio, kind of earlier in the year was $100 before the market really did take a really big recession, kind of a huge pullback. We saw a lot of EV companies drop as far as 50%, some of them 30 to 40%. So, but my overall analysis of Nio and the price prediction and where I see Nio going by the end of the year, my bullish sentiment has never changed about Nio. I still think that Nio does offer a lot of long-term value, but I did have to drop my overall price target for Nio stock. I originally thought that Nio stock was going to hit $100 by the end of this year, but although that did drop just a little bit, it's not like my bullish sentiment changed. I still do think that Nio is going to be kind of venturing around in the $75 and $80 range. Aside from a few dips, I'm expecting a pretty good rally from Nio stock over the next couple of months. I do expect Nio to be hitting $55, $60 by July and August as well. And for me, I also do have 200 shares of Nio, and I also bought some long-term call contracts with a $55 kind of a strike price because I am bullish, and I do think that Nio is going to revisit those all-time highs that it got to earlier in this year, the $66 mark, by the end of this year. And with Nio's expansion, with a lot of big-time investors buying up Nio, recently got a pretty good analyst upgrade from Citibank as well. So, I mean, everything is really looking up for Nio as an overall company. The fact that it's got a lot of backing from its people, the Chinese government, even analysts here who hate Nio from the United States, still have pretty good price targets, and its average overall analyst up kind of target price over the next 12 months is around the $64 to $65 range. So people are seeing a lot of upside from Nio stock. And that's without warrant. People have to understand that Nio is growing very quickly. It's producing a bunch of cars, it's expanding, it's working on its self-autonomous driving system, and it's honestly doing a lot of stuff that every EV company should be doing. So Nio is 100% going to be a long-term winner. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. You guys let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of Nio stock. Do you guys think Nio stock can hit $75, $80 by the end of this year? If you guys own Nio stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.